Betty White tips for living a long and happy life. Try not to die. Thanks. Slap him for $88 million? No. No. Absolutely not. The only thing I'm slapping on him is a little kiss. The first person to fall asleep at my party gets tucked in and given some water in case they're thirsty later. Also toast and or eggs in the morning. Because I love you, you sleepy bastard. What about the last person? What do they get? The last person is me, and I get the peace of mind of knowing that my friends are as comfortable and safe as I can make them. Why is this bunny wearing a backpack? Where is he going to go? What does he have in this backpack? It's his first day of school. Wish him luck. She guessed my favorite color first try. But between me and you, I didn't even have a favorite color until she yelled out yellow. She was hella excited and smiling like a little kid. So I told her she was right and I haven't seen yellow the same since. It's in everything. I could probably live in it now. Don't worry, you're still in the early life part of your Wikipedia page. 1. Early life. 2. Declares himself emperor. No guys, you don't understand. The soil testing equipment on Curiosity makes a buzzing noise and the pitch of the noise changes depending on what part of an experiment Curiosity is performing. This is the way Curiosity sings to itself. So some of the finest minds currently alive decided to take incredibly expensive important scientific equipment and mess with it until they worked out how to move in just the right way to sing happy birthday. Then someone made a cake on Curiosity's birthday and took it into mission control so that a room full of brilliant scientists and engineers could throw a birthday party for an autonomous robot 225 million kilometers away and listen to it sing the first ever song sung on Mars, which was Happy Birthday. This isn't a sad story. This is a happy story about ridiculousness of humans and the way we love things. We built a little robot and called it Curiosity and flung it into the star to go and explore places we can't get to because its name is in our nature, and then just because we could, we taught it how to sing. That's not sad, that's awesome. Australia's oldest man knits tiny sweaters for injured penguins. This is a reason to be alive. I work as an actor at a haunted house and this little girl who was dressed as a cat came through. She was me and was like, no thank you, please don't get closer, I'm already scared. And I was like, alright, I appreciate the good manners, I'll back off. So her dad picks her up and starts going down the rest of my dark hall. And I just hear her yell, everybody wait. I drop my ears, so I find them and give them to her dad. And she goes, thank you, but I hope I never see you again, goodbye, and waved over her dad's shoulder. I waved back and she gave me a thumbs up. Honestly, this kid has a lot of guts, props for being so polite when she's terrified. I hope she gets a lot of candy this year. What are the healthiest teas? Honesty, integrity, and loyalty. Can you'll ever just give me a normal answer? They say crossing a black cat is bad luck, but if you see one, be sure to pet it, because it's a nice animal that deserves to be loved. Baby armadillo. Humans will pet anything. How wonderful, then, to live on a planet full of creatures that like to be petted. Me, I'd like to phone a friend. Game show host, I haven't asked you a question. Me, I know I just miss them. Hair was digitally added to the close-ups of Jake Gyllenhaal's knuckles as he draws or holds letters. David Fincher felt that Gyllenhaal's hands were too hairless and pretty. David Fincher on the set of Zodiac, will someone please fix Jake Gyllenhaal's twink hands? You know I've never done a chia pet, but I tried really hard. You know what? He'd be proud of you. Thank you. My father told me once to never date anyone who talks smoothly around you from the start, because if someone likes you, they should be a little nervous, and honestly, I think that's some of the best advice anyone has ever given me. I told my dad about this text post and he got so excited he teared up, and then he said he felt like he just adopted 40,000 new children to share his wisdom with, and he hopes all of you meet kind, sweet people he would be proud of. Just once I wanna put the blade of my sword under a pretty boy's chin and tilt their head up, so I can see both fear and arousal in their eyes. Is that too much to ask? This is horrifying, because Op just assumes that this is relatable enough for everyone, and then person 2 somehow has a Kermit meme to match that. Fit and active. He is neither fit nor active. Incorrect. He fits in the box and activates my heart with love. If you wake up while McDonald's is still serving breakfast, then you're doing good. Doesn't McDonald's have all day breakfast now? If you wake up at all, then you're doing good. You are good at something. Stop lying to yourself. You're good at breaking down comic book plots, cooking ramen perfectly, making your friends happy, knowing the time without looking at a clock, getting the perfect ending at RPGs, or figuring out the twist ending to movies. Don't let society tell you your talents are meaningless, because they don't serve an economical purpose. Your talents reflect your interests and passions. And what's important to you is important. Second, and embarrassment is pure agony, and I wish a lot of comedy didn't rely on it. I cannot deal with it. I have to literally leave the room. It's sign of being extremely empathetic. Thanks, I hate it. How do I uninstall? I love how groups of friends will end up adopting a group name, like whether it's something just like squad or meme team, an inside joke or something, and you'll just refer to the group like one unit, like hey, the meme team is coming over, and people will just know who that means. I love it. I love these little gangs filled with good pals. When I was 12, I babysat this girl for a few years, and she would come to me and show me her art, drag me by my wrists and point at the pieces she'd made during the week, and she'd be like, do the voice, and I'd put on a sports announcer Olympic style voice and be like, such form, this level of coloring, why I haven't seen such perfection in Crayola in a long time, and what is this, why Jeff? Now there's a Turisk. It seems she's made a monochrome pink canvas. I haven't seen this attempted since winter 1932, and I gotta say, Jeff, it's absolutely splendid, and she'd fall back giggling. At the end of every night she'd check with me, did you really like it? And I'd say yes, and talk about something I noticed and tucked her in. She was just accepted into 3 major art schools. She wrote me a letter. Inside was a picture from when she was younger, monochrome pink. Thank you, it said, to somebody who saw the best in me. There's this one girl at school who sends a mass text to the whole year group whenever she sees a dog, so that we can go pat it too if we're nearby, and I've petted at least 5 dogs because of her that I wouldn't have otherwise, and I don't know. I hope you all have someone like her in your lives. Man, human imprinting is crazy. My friend's Roomba zoomed by me, and I got this intense urge to reach down and pat it like it's just a machine. But it's a good boy. It spends all day cleaning and sleeping and exploring the house and never complains. And it's just so good. Little robot. Pet the robot. Why am I like this? When I bought my Roomba, the lady at the store told me that if it breaks within warranty and I send it back to the manufacturer, I can request that they fix and send back the same Roomba instead of just sending back a new one. I gave her a confused look, and she explained that people get attached to their Roomba and don't want them to just be replaced because they're like part of the family. Humans are pretty great. The Batman is generally a solitary creature, occasionally leaving its cave to collect small orphan birds. Can't not reblog. Oh god, can't breathe. I ran a bath and added bubbles and they ended up looking like but I accidentally made a bubble butt. Dog stares at me because I have food. Me flips middle finger at dog. Dog gives my middle finger kisses because he does not understand the obscene gesture and does not believe for an instant that I would be cruel to him in even the slightest way. Men will literally nat 45 seconds into 6 and have the audacity to ask if you came. Yeah, I came to the wrong house. I posted this on Twitter and some guy sent me his address. If you don't love languages, hear me out. My Telugu friend had been affectionately calling me a Hindi speaker, Gandhi, for 7 months. We didn't realize until recently that the word has though completely different meanings in Telugu and Hindi, and that we both had completely different interpretations of her affection. In Telugu, Gandhi means small butt and round cute. In Hindi, Gandhi means female thug. I have a friend who is colorblind. I have another friend with synesthesia, where she sees colors when she listens to music. My colorblind friend has always wanted to see color, and because my friend with synesthesia and my colorblind friend have the same taste in music, she describes color to my colorblind friend by relating it back to music. Like the sky is Duke Ellington's Satin Doll, and it is the purest thing. This is what pure friendship is. Love can really save people, and I'm not talking about romantic love. I'm talking about platonic, wholesome, unselfish love that demands nothing in return other than that person's safety, happiness, and well-being. Love for the sake of love. I think this kind of love is wonderful. This puppy has such big dreams. I just know it. Cyberpunk construction worker. Hey, maybe for this building, let's not put a bunch of hexagons on it. Cyberpunk architect. Shut the F up. To some people you're an NPC. To other people, you're the special, unlockable character that they worked to finally get. And when they do, they're so happy because they got the game just so they could find you. Optimistic nihilism only, lads. The universe is an open-ended sandbox RPG. There's no end goal. You can only get achievements. Some of them include making other people happy. Am I hallucinating? Or is DJ Kale rapping on the Overwatch League stage? I'm sorry, but what timeline are we fking in? It's f'd up he's on the same stage as Tracer, because Tracer eats pussy and DJ Kale doesn't. The Boston Symphony was performing Beethoven's Ninth. In the piece, there's a long passage about 20 minutes during which the double basses have nothing to do. Rather than sit around the whole time looking stupid, some bassists decided to sneak off stage and go to the tavern next door for a quick one after slamming several beers in quick succession, as double bassists are prone to do. One of them looked at his watch. "Hey, we need to get back." "No need to panic," said a fellow bassist. "I thought we might need some extra time. So I tied the last few pages of the conductor's score together with string. It'll take him a few minutes to get it untangled." A few moments later they staggered back to the concert hall and took their places in the orchestra. About this time, a member of the audience noticed the conductor seemed a bit edgy and said as much to her companion. "Well, of course," said her companion. "Don't you see? It's the bottom of the ninth. The score is tied and the bassists are loaded. I've waited all my life for this pun. Let's have phone sex over walkie-talkies. Bend over." "Bend what over?" If you're having a sh day, know this. My local zoo has an alpaca named Al Pacino. When the back of my neck gets tickled. What the F happened to that plane? It got tickled on the back of its neck. Why is he sitting like a 14th century monarch? I'm crying. I find my cosmic insignificance reassuring. The stars don't fking care who I am or what I do. I owe the universe nothing. I exist on my own terms. The galaxy don't care that you messed up the thing that one time. When existentialism becomes comforting rather than horrifying. Don't marry a man unless you'd be proud to have a son exactly like him. Unknown. This is the cutest thing in the world. Here, it's a shame the original caption for this is gone BC. It was a really nice story. An author decided he wanted his 2000-ish word essay tattooed onto people, but only one word per person. If someone was to die, the story would be gone. It's kind of amazing to think. Imagine being that author and having a story that could never be read, yet it could be anywhere in the world. I don't know, man, I just think it's pretty incredible. Shirley Jackson's Skin Project, a 2095-word story published exclusively in tattoos. One word each on as many willing volunteers, so it can never be read in its proper order, but just exists, pulsing, out in the world at all times. Do you realize what this is saying? You are part of a big story. If you were gone, the whole story would have something missing. This is great. Working at Hot Topic is so fucking surreal. I made this post because today two guys came into the store and one kept purposely referencing Rick and Morty, while the other had never seen the show, and the first guy was trying to make it seem like an awful thing that guy too had never seen it and was thinking he was superior for knowing a bunch of useless facts about the show. Meanwhile, guy 2 looked visibly uncomfortable while his was happening. Some girls were arguing, saying you can't be a fan of Supernatural if you've only seen 4 seasons. I felt like I was living out a fucking Tumblr post, and I'm only keeping this job to get a discount on jeans. I let fire ants climb all over me and didn't snapshot when my owner moved me to the windowsill for some sunbathing. He got stung. Dr. Chapperton. Plant shaming. He's a doctor. Doctor shaming.